All right, good morning, everyone. We're going to go ahead and get started on question number 9. So we have 4 terms. So if we look at that sheet, we can go ahead and ask ourselves first, do we have a GCF? No. So we're going to go ahead and just put this all into the box and find the GCF of each row and each column. Okay, here we go. What is a GCF? X squared. What is a GCF? 4. Now work backwards to find the base. So we know that it is x squared times what gives you x to the power of 3. That's x. X squared times what will give you 3x squared. And that's a 3. Double check your work. You get 4x here. And then you get 12 over here. So you know you did it right. So your 2 factors are x squared plus 4 times x plus 3. Number 10, it has 3 terms. We have to notice, or we have to first look for the GCF. And I put that in bold, okay? Just refer back to your diagram. We're going to go ahead and divide everything by 5. That is our GCF. 10 divided by 5 is 2x squared plus, and then we do 65 divided by 5. If you don't know what that is, you put it in your calculator and you get 13x plus 100 divided by 5. You get 20. Okay, now we look at the inside of the parentheses and we notice that there's 3 terms. Okay, is our GCF? No. Okay, now we know that we have 3 terms, so we make sure that we do our X method and our box method. Okay, so X method and our box method. There you go. Okay. Now let's go ahead and I'm going to just copy this guy so I can have it and paste it up here so I don't have to keep drawing it. Okay, so we're going to do A times C. So A times C, that gives me 40. 40. Give me 1 second while I lower this guy down. Okay. There you go. And then we get the middle value, 13. Put it down here. 2 numbers that multiply to 40 and add to 13. I'll let you think about that for a few seconds. All right, so you figure out your 2 factors and you notice that they're 5 times 8 because 8 plus 5 gives you the 13. Now we go ahead and just fill in our information. So this guy goes right here. First term, top left, last term, bottom right, and then fill in 5x, 8x. All right, so find the GCF of each row, and we get 2x squared and 8x. What's the GCF there? 2x, then we get 5. Work backwards, 2x times what gives you 2x squared. Another x will give me the x squared. 2 times what gives me the 8. That's 4, and then we already have an x here, so we don't have to worry about it. Let's go ahead and check our work. So we get 5 times x equals 5x, and then 5 times 4 equals 20. Yay, we got it right. So 2x plus 5 times x plus 4 is our final answer. And then it would be nice to just have you box in your answers. Okay, number 11, do we have a GCF? No. Okay, so do we have 2 terms, 3 terms, or 4 terms? Correct, we have 3 terms. So we're going to go ahead and do our X method here. We do A times C goes on top. A times C. So 1 times 81 is 81. And then 18. Make sure you fill out your, make sure you also do your box. Because it's the X with the box. There you go. Okay, two numbers that multiply 81, add to 18. Think about those, press pause. 9 times 9. Okay, x squared, top left, 81, bottom right, 9x, 9x. Okay, find the GCF. Okay, from left to right, they have an x. Here, they have a 9. Okay, work backwards. So we have x times x times what gives me x squared, that's x. X times what gives me 9x, that just is a 9. So here are your two factors. Yay, x plus 9 times x plus 9. Okay, let's go ahead and do number 12. All right, so do we have a GCF? No. 2 terms, 3 terms, or 4 terms? 2 terms. Do these 2 terms have a subtraction sign in between them? Yes. Are they 2 squares? Right? Are they both squares? X times x gives me x squared, and 3 times 3 gives me 9. So yes, they're both squares. This is called a difference of squares. So we're going to go ahead and create parentheses. 2 numbers that multiply to x squared are x and x. 2 numbers that multiply to 9 are 3 and 3. And then since we have a minus sign, we got to make sure we have one's plus sign, one's minus sign. Good job. Now let's do number 13. 13, we have to ask ourselves, do we have a GCF? Correct. No. So we're going to go ahead and just put these all into a box. There's 4 terms. Oh, I guess I forgot to ask you. 2 terms, 3 terms, 4 terms. 4. So we're just going to go with the box, and we're going to slap those terms in there and just find the GCF. Make life a lot easier. Fill it in. Awesome. Now go ahead and find the GCF of each row and then work backwards. Okay, 2x cubed, 5x squared, they have an x squared. That's about it. The bottom one, we know the first term's negative, so we're going to pull out a negative. Is it going to be a negative 2? Is it going to be a negative 4? Or what? Think about it. Correct, it's going to be a negative 4. So we're going to go ahead and work backwards. X squared times what gives me 2x to the power of 3? That's just 2x. X squared times what gives me 5x squared? That's 5. Let's double check our work. That's 2x to the power of 3. And then x squared times, whoa, yeah, sorry, I guess I do x squared plus, x squared times 5 gives you 5x squared. Sorry, I guess this 2 was a little too close. This one right here was a little too close, so I don't want to mess you up. Okay, we double check our work. Everything looks good. Just a quick little check. Awesome. These are our factors. Okay, you can pause the video at any time. Okay, I know I'm moving a little fast, but I'm trying to make this video less than 15 minutes. Okay, next one. So do I have a GCF? No. 2 terms, 3 terms, or 4? I have 3. So I'm going to create my box, and I'm going to create my x. Okay, and my x doesn't look great, so I'm going to go ahead and fix it. There you go. And then copy and paste it over here. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and do A times C. Boom, boom, 30, and then 11. Bring it down here. 2 numbers that multiply to 30 and add to 11. Press pause. All right, 6 times 5. That gives you 30, adds up to 11. Let's go ahead and write down the terms in the box. 2x squared goes on the top left, bottom right, 15. Fill in these guys. Awesome, awesome. Now we're going to go ahead and find the GCF of each row. All right, so we get, let me use a color. I think pink would work good. We have the first row, they have an x. Bottom row, okay. Can't divide both by 6, but maybe another number that divides 6, maybe 3. Yep, so it's 3. That's your GCF. Go ahead and work backwards. X times what gives me 2x squared? That's 2x. X times what gives me the 5x? It's just 5. Double check your work. That's 6x. And this is, my bad, 15 right here. Okay. Awesome, awesome. Let's go ahead and move on to number 15. So for number 15, you have to ask yourself, is there a GCF? No. 2 terms, 3 terms, 4 terms. All right, 3 terms it is. Let's go ahead and create our X. Uh-oh. There we go. And we create our box. And I'm just going to go ahead and copy, paste it over here. Awesome. So we do 1 times negative 54 is negative 54. And then bring down your negative 3. We can go ahead and put our x squared term on our top left, negative 54, bottom right. Okay. Now you ask yourself, what two numbers multiply to negative 54 and add to negative 3? Go ahead and press pause. Yes, 6 times 9. And we need to, since we have a negative number up on top, we have to have different signs for the factors. And since we want a negative 3, right, the sum has to be negative, so we have to have the bigger number be negative. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and replace 6x, negative 9x. Awesome. Go ahead and find the GCF of each row. The first row has an x, the bottom row has, okay, can I do 6? Yes, because 6 times 9 is negative 54. Because we know 6 times 9 is 54. Now we work backwards. Here's where the negative comes into play. X times x gives me x squared. X times negative 9 gives me negative 9x. And then check our work. Okay, this is correct. And this is also correct. Okay, list out your factors. I guess I've been missing out on writing down my factors. I apologize. On the exam, I need you to box in your answers and write down the factors. So look over here. That would have been minus 1 point for me. I'm showing you guys so that you guys also check your work. I went back and made sure I had factors, right? Base times height, parentheses, and all that good stuff. Okay, we have a few problems left, so hang in there. Do we have a GCF? No. 2 terms, 3 terms, 4 terms. 2 terms. Okay, so let's go ahead and see if we have a subtraction sign in between the terms. Yep. Are they both squares? Yep. Okay, so draw your parentheses, and you say, okay, 2 numbers that have to be the same that multiply to 100x squared. Good. 10x. Now, 2 numbers that multiply to 121y squared, and they have to be the same. Good. 11y, 11y. Okay, now you're going to go ahead and put 1 positive, 1 negative, because we have a subtraction sign, and we want to make sure that that specific terms cancel. Okay, good job. Next question, GCF. Do we have one? No, we do not. 2 terms, 3 terms, 4 terms. I see that we have 4 terms. So we're going to go ahead and use our box method. I'm going to go ahead and copy and paste it. Right there. Okay, here we go. All right. Doesn't matter the order that you put it in, as long as you put them in there. Okay? There you go. Awesome. Work backwards. So 3x squared. All right, that needs another x, and that needs a negative 3. Double check your work. 2 times x gives me 2x. 2 times negative 3 gives me the negative 6. Awesome. Whew. 3 more questions. We got this. Make sure you write down your factors. Okay. That looks a little weird. All right, my pen just died. Let me charge it for like a couple seconds. You can take a little mini break now. Okay, my pen should be good. All right, there you go. Okay, now question 18, do we have a GCF? Yes, we do. Let's go ahead and take it out. So 2 parentheses x squared minus 200 divided by 2 is just 100. Awesome. Ask yourself, do we have 2 terms, 3 terms, or 4 terms? And we go ahead and have 2 terms. So we get 2 times, and just give me 1 second. Okay, so sorry for the interruption. We have to ask ourselves, okay, is that a square? Yes. Is that a square? Yes. Do we have a subtraction sign? Yes. So let's go ahead and put those values in there. Those factors, x times x gives me x squared, 10 times 10 gives me 100, and make sure you have different signs. And that's your final answer. Okay, your 2 factors, including the GCF, okay? Now, ask yourself, do you have a GCF here? No. 2 terms, 3 terms, or 4 terms? 3. Let's go ahead and create our x method. All right, we created our x, and we have this little guy, our box. Okay, let's do that really quickly. We get 6 times 7 is 42. Add up to negative 17. So go ahead and press pause. Think of those 2 numbers. All right, did you guys figure them out? Okay, this one's a little bit, higher number, but we can do it. 3 times 14, and we have to have them have the same sign because we have a positive 42, and negative because we want them to add to a negative number. So you put them together, awesome. Now you put the terms in the box, 6x squared, top left, bottom right, and then we get negative 3x, and we get negative 14x. Okay, let's go ahead and find the GCF, and we get, okay, they definitely have an x, and can 2 go into both of them evenly? Yeah, so it's 2x. And then bottom, it's just a negative 1 because the first number is negative. Work backwards. 2x times 3x gives me 6x squared. 2x times negative 7 gives me that negative 14x. Double check your work. Let's see. Yes, we got that right. And then we also have this guy. Okay, so we get 2x minus 1 times 3x minus 7 are your 2 factors. The last one, guys. Do we have do we have a GCF, first of all? Yes, we do. Divide by an x every term. So make this one 1x less. That's x squared. Make this one 1x less. Negative 4x. You're dividing out an x, so you're just taking 1 away. Minus 45. So I ask myself, 2 terms, 3 terms, or 4 terms? I have 3, so I have to use x and box method. Okay. There you go. Awesome, awesome. And we get x squared, negative 45 in here. And then multiply these guys, the numbers in front, right? Negative 45 are the quantities, A and C, and then negative 4. Okay, think about those numbers. We get 9 times 5. We got to have a negative number. And the 9 has to be the negative because we want a negative 4. Okay, pull out an x here. Pull out a negative 9 because this is a negative in the first term. X times x, x squared, and x times 5 gives me 5x. double check your work. Okay, this guy definitely gives me that. And then this guy definitely gives me that. Final answer. Do not forget your GCF. X times and then your 2 factors. I guess I should go ahead and circle it in red. Oh, maybe not red. Let's go green. GCF. And then your factors. Okay? Any questions? Alrighty, so let's go ahead and get started with the exam. So you can go ahead and go back to any of these problems. There you go, I'll leave it there for you. You can press pause, look through it. I boxed in my answers. I know it's a little messy, I apologize. I'll try and make it more prettier next time, okay? Thank you so much for checking your work. I'm sorry about the video, just the video issues the past few days. But I got it to work, so yay. Have an awesome day, okay? And good luck on the test. Bye-bye.